video today about Roxy. I kind of wanted to go back to the beginning, back to the basics. So if you're planning on going to a blind school to get a guide dog, I wanted to do a video about what things you need to make sure you have home when you graduate and leave the blind school and transition back to your normal home life. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the absolute essentials you must have when you bring your dog home. So when you go to school and after you finish your month or 6 weeks course, however long your school course is to get a guide dog and to graduate, you want to first make sure you save up some money so that way you're able to get these things and purchase them when you get home, or if you have a loved one or a support system, that if you make a list and before you come home they can have that set up for you when you get home. It'll just make the transition so much easier and so stress-free. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. This is just my opinion. Each school is different, so you definitely want to follow the rules of your school, of things that you want to get for your guide dog. But I think these things I'm going to show you every guide dog needs, regardless of what school you go to. So like I always say, guys, be you, stay true, and be naturally seen. Bye. Now, what I'm going to show you is not in any particular order of importance. The first thing I wanted to show you is a sleeping spot for your guide dog. Now, this is not where she sleeps during the evening. I do have her created, and I'll show you that next. But in my office while I'm working, I wanted to give her a comfortable place to stay as well. So I did give her a doggy bed that's very, very easy to clean. And this one I got from PetSmart, and it retailed about to $60. This is not necessary because obviously they will be comfortable right on the floor, but this was my preference just to put in my office. Now this is definitely a requirement. I know in my school they had crates next to our beds in our dorm, and this is where she sleeps, or if we leave and we have to leave her, she'll stay in the crate. Thus far I haven't had to ever leave her. She's been to every place I've been, but every evening I do crate her. Now in school they didn't have a blanket. They just slept right there on the bottom part of the crate. And you have to make sure your dog is not a chewer, because if your dog is a chewer, having a blanket inside their crate is a bad idea. But so you definitely want to have a water bowl and a food bowl. And a lot of times the schools will give that to you, so you don't have to buy it. I, however, wanted to get her a couple of bigger bowls, and I wanted them to be pink, so I did purchase these 2 bowls from PetSmart again. I promise this is not sponsored. I like getting things all in one place, and actually my fiance gathered all these things before we came home. And the bowl set cost $50. I have a food mat to keep the water and food on there. Easy cleanup. Again, that's not required. It's just my preference. I just like things that are easy for me to clean up after. And that cost $25 from PetSmart. Obviously, you don't need to have a food storage thing. It just makes it so much easier to keep pests out of food, because I like buying her food in big 50-pound bags. I'm not really into buying small bags. I just feel like you're spending way too much money. So at the school I did get a sample pack of food that only lasted for a day. So if you do get food from your school, it's not going to tide you over for a whole entire month. It's probably going to just be a sample bag that will tie you over for a day. Now this is very, very important equipment, one that I did not have to buy. This is her harness. I do not own the harness. As you can see, it's imprinted with Pilot Dogs Incorporated, the blind school I went to. This is the property of the blind school. I had to sign a contract that is their property, and if I pass away or anything like that, they are to be returned this property, so this belongs to the school. Here is her leash that you have to use in conjunction with the harness, and again I got this from the school. The school, I think, get these from a local Amish company that make beautiful leather hide quality. You can see how thick the hide is. You have to be ready for vet, and I'll make sure I'll link that video down below showing you Roxy's first vet visit. When you leave the school, they'll give them their heartworm medicine. they don't give them tick or flea. So depending on the region you live in, when you first see the vet, just expect that additional expense. That heartworm medication they get before they leave school is just for 1 month. You will have to, when you visit your vet, have an option to buy 6 month supply one at a time. They have different supply packs that you could choose from. I decided to do a 6 month supply so I don't have to worry about it, and she gets a tablet once a month. I also am giving her treatments once a month for flea and ticks, which is extremely important. And you know, she had a ear infection, so I also had to buy her ear medication. So that's one thing that, you know, when you leave for school, you have to be prepared for, to have money for vet bills, to get their heartworm and tick and flea medication. Another thing you have to be prepared for is towels, to, you know, when they have to get their first bath at home. I know at my school they got one bath while they were there, while she was there. And I'll also link this video down below because I did a video with Roxy about how to give your guide dog a bath already. But you don't want to over shampoo them. I basically only do it once a month. And last but not least, again, I'll put this link in the description box as well, so I did a separate video about grooming your guide dog. You want to make sure you have a brush. Now, I didn't have to pay for this brush. The school provided this to me. This was the same brush I used while Roxy and I were at school for the 3.5 weeks. So depending on your blind school, they may provide you with a brush. If not, you will have to purchase one. So I'm not sure how much this will cost you. But yeah, I got this brush from school. And this is an additional thing I just did because I noticed that she was having some dandruff when we came home. And this aloe hydrating spray not only makes her smell really good, but it helps the shine of her coat, and it really helped with the dandruff irritation she had when she first got home. I hope that was somewhat helpful. If you have any other questions, definitely please leave comments down below, and I'll be happy to answer any questions that you have. Right, Roxy?